Broadcasting, the Gab Radio Network.
The revolution starts now. Starts now. You're about to enter the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. The Jake and Cliff Show is on. Showing you how real estate investing can make your dreams, your future, your financial freedom, your reality. And now, your hosts, Jake and Cliff.
That's right. It's Jake and Cliff, or as Cliff likes to say, Cliff and Jake. Don't you?
No, I always say Jake and Cliff.
Yeah, right. That's like that old saying that nobody says that about you so far as you know. Anyway, this is the Real Estate Expert Radio Online, and we are on the air. And without further ado, because I basically can't keep him from talking anyway, I'm going to introduce our real live real estate expert, 26 years of experience, not in real estate, but he's got 26 years of experience in something, and we'll get into that, and I'll uncover that. Cliff Gager!
Yay! Hey, we're the only ones cheering. Hey, maybe everybody driving around in their cars cheering if they're listening to the show today.
Well, and we want to... that's a good point, and we want to let everybody know as we're getting into the show that we do have a call-in line. We're not there. We won't answer, but no, no, actually, seriously, it's 800-396-1501. That's 800-396-1501, and as we talk about the aspects of real estate that we talk about in the show each week, we invite you to call in and leave a message of any length with any real estate problems that you're having, any questions that you have. We'll be glad to get back to you. Isn't that right, Cliff?
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. One of the things that it is 26 years. Jeez. 19, I'd have to get, see, it's a long time when you have to get a calculator out to figure out how long you've been doing something.
Yeah.
But, it's been a long time. It's been a really enjoyable ride. I've learned a lot of things. I've experienced a lot of things. I've met a lot of really amazing people along the way, and I've actually got to put quite a few deals together that makes for a great financial revolution.
Well, and let me get into something. We have several messages that we like to talk about continually on the show because we feel they're really important.
Wait, see, but it's radio, so they can't see your Karnak hat.
Well, that's okay. You can call me Karnak if you want to. You can call me Karnak Jake. But the messages that we want to convey to you kind of go a little bit against the grain from some of the messages that have really dominated the real estate seminar event and real estate, I should really call it real estate education, scene for many years. And one of them is about fake training. And Cliff, that's kind of a lurid statement. That's an outrageous statement. And you made it up. I didn't have anything to do with it, so I want all the listeners to know that it's Cliff, it's not me. But no, actually. But what do we mean? What do we mean by fake training? And I could say that, but I've talked enough, because if Cliff isn't talking all the time, he's not talking enough. So I'm going to let him have this. And Cliff, what do we mean by fake training? What exactly do we mean by that? Is everybody else out there lying? Is this just a completely phony baloney situation that we've got here? Are we the emissaries of a new kind of real estate training?
I think so.
Yeah, we actually are. That's right.
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
Go on and elaborate.
You drank too much coffee today.
No, I'm on decaf today.
Oh my God! Oh, go get some. Go get a triple shot espresso.
No, honestly, I'm on decaf. I'm drinking decaf today.
Well, one of the things I do a lot of reading, and one of the things that I was reading is why do investors fail? And we talk about this a lot, Jake, and it's because I think there's a hidden message in the fact that what we deliver and what we want people to do, whether you take my training, you don't take my training, or whatever, go out there and just keep going. You remember what was the little train that could?
Yeah.
it's a little goes back to kindergarten. You know, I think I can. I think I can. That is 90. I would say probably even 95% of the battle of getting over becoming a real estate investor. When I started in the beginning, I kind of had no options because I had to do it. I had to put money and food, you know, money in the bank and food on the table.
And those are things that we can all relate to, by the way. That's
everybody
pretty universal. We all have that situation.
But I read today, this morning, somebody said that a lot of the people out there that end up going to real estate training or seminars that's out there, and trust me, there's some good ones out there and there's some bad ones out there. I guess it's just like with anything, you know, there's some good hamburger places out there and there's some that you never go to. But I would
love to elaborate on that because that's a big issue between me and my sons, but that's off topic, so let's get back to that.
So
call in 1-800-396-1501 if you want to hear Jake talk about good hamburger places.
Yeah, and
I swear, I swear I'm on decaf today.
I swear you're not.
I really.
So what I read in this article was that they think that they said, and this is not my opinion, but it was what I read, that they prey on broke people that are just desperate to do something. And I thought to myself, they were trying to be a negative. They were trying to say, oh, that's a negative. You know, they're taking advantage of people that are down and out and they don't know what to do, and they want to get rich and they want to make money or at least make a better living than they have. But here's the funny part. Who is the most motivated to do this than that person? So when they said this as a negative, I looked at it as, wait a minute, that's a positive. When I started in this business, I was struggling. I was making decent money. I mean, you know, I dropped out of school. I mean, I'm a high school dropout. I took my GED, but, you know, I'm still a high school dropout. But I'm not a formally educated person. I didn't go to college. I didn't go to trade school. I didn't do any of these things. And yet, here I was a mortgage broker. And every time I did a mortgage, I made good money. It was just hard to get them. So when I started getting involved with the real estate investing side of it, I saw a way to make a lot of money. But it took a lot of work. And everybody's afraid to do the work. It seems like when they said the negative about, you know, that person being desperate and broke, what better motivation to go out there and put these deals together? Am I wrong?
Well, and you're segueing really, without knowing it, into one of my pet peeves and one of my pet topics, which is that people are afraid out there. And, you know, we went to a great event down in San Diego this past week called TNC, Traffic and Conversions. And we got a lot, and we talked with some great people. And the Friday before that, we talked to a colleague who just, we conversed about messaging and things like that. And one of the messages is, and I'm kind of going against the grain here a little bit, don't tell the people that they're afraid. Don't tell them that they're struggling. But, you know, honestly, we know that you're afraid. We know that you're struggling out there. That is why one of our messages is your personal financial revolution starts now. Jake and Cliff. Because, you know, I mean, there'd be some people who would call in to Jake and Cliff and say, you know, Jake and Cliff, I am good with my station in life. I love the money I'm making. I wouldn't want anything about that to change. But I think that's the minority of people, Cliff. Yeah. And I think that most people, maybe if they're not totally enmeshed with fear and struggling, which frankly, I have to say, even though it's against messaging, a lot of people are. A lot of people are who listen to the show. But you don't have to be, and you've got to overcome that, and we can show you the way to overcome that. And one of the things that gets me is that when people like this who don't go to Jake and Cliff first, who go to some other situation, they get a training that we call fake training because it doesn't really show you what to do. It doesn't really show you. It talks, it blows smoke, it gives you some disconnected techniques, but there's no coherence. There's no ABC. There's no way to get from point A to point B. And that's what's great about Cliff Gager, because Cliff Gager shows you that. And so that's what when we talk about fake training, it doesn't necessarily mean that, some of it out there may be that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's fake. But it doesn't really get you, it's substandard, it doesn't get you what you want. And we're very compelled by that. So anyway, Cliff?
Well, and that's the thing, and we're coming up on a break in about a minute here. So, what I want to talk about when we get back is that desperation, and the fear and being discouraged are great motivators. I really think they are. And one of the things that I think propelled me into my career of you had to remind me of almost 26 years. Is the fact that I'm motivated. When you're handed a silver spoon in your mouth, so to speak, to not have to worry about the electric bill and the heat bill and the air conditioner bill if you have one, it's the thing that you need to talk about. So here we go. Let's go to a break, and when we get back, we'll talk about how to overcome all of that.
This is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Do you have a great idea for a radio show but have no idea where to start? Or have you been hosting a podcast for a while and want to take it to the next level? If so, you need the Gab Radio Network. To host a show on the Gab Radio Network, all you need is your voice, and we'll handle the rest. From technical engineering to full-service audio production and much more. Every show on the Gab Radio Network can be heard on our station on the TuneIn Radio app. Plus, we put all of our shows on our satellite, which is accessed by over 5,500 stations. And here's the best part. You can host from anywhere you want. There are many means to connect to the Gab Radio Network remotely, and our staff of highly trained engineers and producers will make you sound like you're right here in studio. So, if you want to be on the Gab Radio Network, the same network that hosts the Small Business Advocate, Radio MD, and the Federalist, send an email right now to sales@gabradionetwork.com. That's sales@gabradionetwork.com.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff's strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
We now return to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Here's Jake and Cliff.
All right, we're back, and this is the Jake and Cliff Show indeed, and it is Real Estate Radio Expert Online, and that is what we are, and we are on the air.
You change that every time.
I change it every time because I'm seeking for the perfect thing, and not only that,
It's
I like to
Real
mix things up.
Expert Expert Online Radio.
Real Online Expert Radio Expert Real.
Jeez. Because it's realestateexpertonline.com is our website, and if you go there, you can find out how easy it is to get into real estate investing. Seriously.
Well,
hey,
and we have a. I wanted to tell our listeners that if you have real estate questions out there, you hear something on the show that inspires you, and you want to call us, please do so.
Or if you want to complain, it's 1-800-DON'T-CALL, right? No,
Yeah,
for the complaints.
If you just want to say great things, it's 1-800-396-1501. Leave a message of any length, and we will be sure to get back to you. Unless, of course, you don't leave us your phone number, which in case that'd be problematic. But Cliff, I think we have an announcement to make. I think we've been holding back on it for a little while, but I don't think we want to hold back on it any longer. And so... he's holding up a sign, but our listeners in Radioland can't see the sign unless they're driving down the road with a video feed, which is not advised.
No, don't do that.
Not advised at all, but without further ado, I'm going to let Cliff make this announcement. This is exciting. We're kind of excited about it.
Well, on the break, you heard that AM First Radio and Gab Radio Network, the satellite network, we're really excited to have 1590 WCGO in Chicago as an affiliate. So everybody out there in Chicago,
Yay!
Yay! So if you're listening to the show,
well, in Evanston too.
Yeah, and this
parts of Indiana too.
Indiana,
and I think you can even get it on Lake Superior if you're on your fishing boat.
If you're on your fishing boat, you have to be listening to this because
you have to be listening.
Really, if you're on your fishing boat in the wintertime or in the summertime, it doesn't matter. You should be listening to our show. But I just want you to know that no matter where you are in the United States, this is things, what we talk about. It's real estate is local, but when you talk about it on the national level, what happens is you get to see things when you do it on the national level, you get to see how things are very similar. There's a lot of things, and there's different rules and laws and things that apply at different locations, but the thread that goes through a deal of how to put a deal together, how to calculate the numbers, how to figure out what repairs are necessary versus what repairs that you want to do that you think are going to work that really don't. When you go through all of these and you see how it changes all across the United States, it really doesn't change that much. A deal is a deal. And someone asked me, Cliff, can I do this in Australia? And I says, you can do this anywhere because it's the negotiation that I really pay hard attention to. It's the structure of the deal. Math, 1 + 1, unless you're in NASA or something like that, 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2, whether you're in China.
Base 10 it does, Cliff.
Right. That's what I was.
We might have some theoretical physicists and mathematicians out there who might.
Yeah. But if you're going to buy a house for $50,000 that's worth $100,000 and you put $25,000 in it, you're going to have $25,000 left over. And that could be profit. That could be, minus some of your borrowing expenses or whatever, but let's just say it's 25 grand. If you do that in Florida, it's 25 grand. If you do that in New York, it's 25 grand. If you do that in Australia, it's 25 grand. And what people don't realize is they try to make this so hard and they get discouraged and they give up. So when you're listening to the show and you have questions, of course, call 1-800-396-1501 or 1501 for the mathematician.
Or 1501.
1501.
Or 1501.
No, it has to be 0. O would be a letter. It's not algebra.
Okay, I'll
But
say something here, but I won't.
I know. So, anyways, just
But
understand.
welcome
that,
everybody from WCGO
Absolutely.
in Chicago, Evanston. We're glad to have you on board, and we will forge ahead. And we're excited. Sometime maybe we'll come out there to visit you.
Definitely.
Yep. So anyway, we were talking about fear, and we were talking about how it can control you. And one of the things that I love, I wouldn't say I'm a movie aficionado, because I know people who are really movie aficionados, and know stuff that I don't know, and they know trivia that I don't know. But there's this movie called Dune, and it's from a book by Frank Herbert by the same name. And Kyle MacLachlan plays the main male protagonist in it, and he's the guy who also starred in Twin Peaks, for example, in the same role as a main male protagonist. And he is this young prince, and he's been groomed, and his mother is called a witch after an order called Bene Gesserit. And so he's endowed with mystical powers just by virtue of being part of her blood and her birth. And one of the things he says when he comes to a trial that is designed to break him is that I must remember fear is the mind killer.
Oh, yeah.
And it is.
It is.
What did
totally
Franklin Delano Roosevelt say when we were in the grip of depression? He said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Another wise man said that the worst thing that you can do is to take the counsel of your fears. And what does that mean? Well, what do your fears tell you? They tell you that you're no good. They tell you that you can't do it. They tell you that it's impossible. They tell you that you're not worthy. They tell you that, this is all from my list of fears, by the way. So
if you want to hear Jake's fears, call 1-800-396-1501.
No, that's 0. Sorry. But
because
it tells you all of that stuff like this, and you listeners out there, you all have your own personal ones.
Yeah.
You cannot, and it's very compelling. If fear is a very powerful force, it wants to draw you in. But the very last thing that you can do is take the counsel of your fears, because it will paralyze you. And in that case, fear will be the mind killer. And we counsel very much against that. Now, Cliff, I know you want to elaborate on that, so go ahead.
Well, if you
don't, just speak up, and I'll just keep going.
No. It's if you allow fear, everybody says fear is false evidence appearing real, and what happens is when you allow false evidence meaning it's not real, and if somebody comes to you and says, oh, most everybody is afraid to do real estate, or most everybody out there fails in real estate, that's not necessarily true. In fact, one of my students working right now just came through doing the rehab and everything.
Oh, you got to tell this. This is great.
Put the house up for sale.
Yes.
And got a full price offer almost immediately. And it's
all the time, the realtor and her real estate attorney telling her what? She couldn't do that.
Yep. And I'm the king of
boy.
I'm the king of I could do that, even though it said, I mean, I've got the T-shirt for that. But anyways, when you have a plan, see, this is where it's all coming down from. When you have a plan, and most everybody goes out there and they've got 400 things that they learned at a, quote, seminar or whatever, and they don't know what they're going to do tomorrow. They don't know what their attack plan is, and you got to be organized. You got to have everything laid out in a manner that allows you to systematically go out there and check off the box, check off the box, check off the box. So what happens is basically when you have a plan and you go out there, you eliminate fear because the plan takes over instead of fear. So that's what happens when you have a plan. And let's go to break. 2-1-0.
This is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
Hey Fred, Linda told me you went to one of those real estate seminars.
Yeah, what a downer. It was nothing but a 3-day sales pitch to sell more overpriced training. Plus, the 3-day training they did was so vague. It was a waste of time.
Linda and I almost did that too, but we got lucky and found Cliff Gager first. Did you and Crystal check out Cliff's realestateexpertonline.com website?
Yeah, we did. Cliff really put together a complete program. Realestateexpertonline.com gave us all the missing pieces we've been searching for.
Yeah, the gurus only want to sell you expensive coaching programs. Crazy.
I know, right? We almost handed over $40,000 to those so-called real estate gurus.
Not only did realestateexpertonline.com save Linda and I $40,000, it also helped us start flipping houses and making profits quickly.
Hi, I'm Cliff Gager, and you can start your own personal financial revolution today with realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com.
We now return to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Here's Jake and Cliff.
Okay, and we're back, and we're kind of hepped up, and we're talking about a deal in Connecticut. Cliff, do you want to go back to that? By the way, anybody have a question that is inspired by this show? Call 1-800-396-1501. That's 1-800-396-1501. Leave a message of any length, including a way to get back to you, and we will certainly do that. And Cliff?
Well, I was saying when we left for the break there, when you have a plan, fear goes away because you have a systematic thing of items that you have to do.
And can I interrupt for a moment? And this is why we talk about fake training, because we don't feel that the fake training, whatever truths it may utter, doesn't really give you a coherent plan. And that's a big problem when you're looking at spending your life savings on a program that you're going to purchase that everybody is telling you over 3 days and 15 hours in a cold room, with not too many breaks for personal necessities, that is going to be good for you, and it winds up not being good for you. That's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. What you need is you want a training that gives you that coherence, that gives you from point A to point B. And of course, that's what you do. And let me get back to what you were talking about, because what we're talking about is an example of how this works.
Well, we've got multiple examples, and
we
many.
We absolutely do.
And the thing is
this is just one we heard about the last couple of days.
Yeah, and it's you go out and you execute the plan. You find the property, you evaluate the property, you make the offer the way that I show you how to do it, and once you do the offer the way I show you, you build the deal together. You build all the numbers in there correctly added, then you get the offer accepted. Then you verify all your information. You got to make sure, everybody does home inspections, or they have their contractor go out there and look at the property and make sure that your assumptions are correct. And if they're not, make adjustments, because you can. And then once you close on the property, you start doing the rehab right away. Or if you want to work with somebody else and just pass the deal on to them, and do like a wholesale deal, then what you do is, it's the whole time management of the transaction going through. You have to coordinate it properly. Otherwise, fear sets in. Oh my God, what happens if this doesn't work? Oh my God, and
that's
you
right.
Can't do that.
And that's right. And this is the fear that we urge you not to take counsel of. We understand it. Part of the message of Jake and Cliff is that we feel that the message to people like you who are listening to this show is askew, is kittywampus. I have a girlfriend who says to me, no, it's cattywampus. It's not kittywampus. And I said, no, don't you know nothing? It's kittywampus.
Don't you know nothing?
CATTW. No, anyway. So it's kittywampus, and we're trying to change that. We actually are trying to change that, and we really, really feel that we have the way to change it. And we really, really feel that it's incredibly important in the situation that we know people find themselves today to talk to them about the reality of being able to create in their lives a personal financial revolution. Right, Cliff?
Yep. And so she takes this information, she takes this roadmap, it's a blueprint per se, on how to go from start to finish, to go from, I've never flipped a house before. Well, I think she did one before. And go out there, implement everything, puts a deal. She's actually got two. I didn't tell you this. She's got another one. Jake.
It comes as no surprise to me. Because these are the messages that we get from our students all the time. And this is the thing that casts out fear. Because was this person afraid? Probably. Had some trepidation. But
is a good
implementing
word.
the plan is the thing that casts out the fear. Because the fear is an illusion. It's a will-o'-the-wisp. It's a ghost floating around up there. It doesn't have any substance, and that's why you shouldn't pay any attention to it, and you shouldn't take counsel of it. Otherwise, it will kill you.
It's false evidence appearing real.
False evidence appearing real, and that's the acronym. You didn't say an acronym. That's probably because you dropped out of high school before you learned the word acronym.
Yeah.
But God bless you, Cliff, anyway. And may the universe praise your bounty.
Amen. So
people can only see that on the video. I'm making hand signs and gestures here, but
so when you go out there and execute the plan, and you put everything together, and you do everything the way that you assume that it's going to go, right? Number one, because you have to assume that this is going to happen, and then you add experience and knowledge of doing this year after year after year into your arsenal of being able to say, hey, Cliff, this happened. Hey, Cliff, what do I do on this now?
Yes.
But it's all there. It's all there.
And not only that, but the fear begins to be replaced with the knowledge. A lot of people think that this is mystical. Fear. And you can see the situation of people, and I'm not being critical here, but I am telling it like it is, they are reduced to doing things like going to Vegas and playing games of chance, where the odds are, and I love Vegas, you know me.
I love Vegas.
I mean, but you have to be realistic.
Vegas loves me.
The law of large numbers is in existence, which is a law that states that over time, in the sequence of large numbers, the house will win. It's always balanced in line of the house. It's the same thing with this. It's the same thing with a lot of these things. Lotteries are very popular. Horse races are very popular. The illusion of choice is given because you get racing forms where you can read the horses. The dog races are like this too. whether the race is doing, and whether you want to do a quinella and you want to do a trifecta, and get involved in this. But this is all chance. There's always someone who's going to be able to do this, but most people are not. The lotteries are like this. Many states have lotteries, and this is entertainment. I know a guy, Cliff, I have a client, and he looks at going to Vegas as entertainment. And this guy is what you would call a whale. They've paid to fly him into their casinos so he can sit and he can do he can play. He was in on New Year's Eve one day. I got into a hotel in Vegas, and I got a call in the lobby, and I was checking in, and this guy his name is Lou. He was at the high roller table, and he said, you got to come here. You've got to come here right now. I said, Lou, I'm checking in. He said, you've got to come here. I just won $20,000. And I said, what do you need me for? You're doing great. And he said, yeah, but I'm down too. And the reason why he said this, and he was grousing about it, because to him, he wasn't up 18, he was down 2. Yeah. He wasn't up 20, he was down 2, because it cost him 2 to win. And the reason he could say this stuff is because he understands the system. He's cast out all fear. But these games of chance don't do it. But something real estate where you have a functional plan very rapidly casts out fear.
Yeah.
And it replaces it with knowledge, because you begin to see, and at a certain point, you begin to say, I can do this.
Yep.
I can really do this.
And you can, because I mean,
the guy you can do it with.
And you know, it's like Jake mentioned that I dropped out of school in high school. I dropped out in 9th grade, took my GED. All right. And it doesn't mean that I'm smart. It doesn't mean that I'm not smart.
Actually, you are. You've got, what, an IQ of 150, isn't that right?
144. But that was before I went to Mexico on that drinking trip thing. So
pushed it to 150.
No, I don't know. I think it dropped it down somewhere in the 80s or something. But anyways, when going back to our subject, we kind of got
picture up online.
We got off. Yeah, no, yeah, Clip no. We kind of got off subject here, but the point is like this: is when you have a plan and you stick to the plan and you move through the plan, it's going to give you the outcome that you are looking for. It's going to give you an amazing situation at the end, because you're going to go to closing and you're going to see all the numbers on that sheet, and you're going to look down at the bottom right-hand corner, and it's going to say net to seller. And net to seller is you. And then there's going to be that big number in there. And it could be 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. I've got students that have made $5,000, and they do it consecutively. Bang, bang, bang. You just keep, making $5,000 here, $5,000 there. And then I've got a guy in Boston did $92,000.
I was just going to bring that up.
It did $92,000 on a wholesale deal. I mean,
and you're not supposed to be able to do that in Boston.
You can't do that in the Northeast. In New York, Connecticut, all those areas there, you just can't do it over there. Right. So when these,
so they say. This person who has got 2 deals now, she's
Honey Badger. Honey Badger. I don't care what they say.
That's right. And all you have to do is become a honey badger, and we teach you how to do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually recommend going in any beehives and trying to get the honey from bees, but that's what honey badgers do.
Negotiate like a honey badger. Yeah,
kind of lesson from nature as to what can be done, and it happens all the time. And this is one of the things that we're trying to say, Cliff, isn't it? Yep. Is that this is the norm. This can become the norm for you, and we can show you how to make it happen.
Yes, and so at the end, when everything is done and you walk away from the closing table and you have a check in your pocket, or a direct bank deposit, or however you want to do it these days, it makes that fear that you had in the very beginning really go away. And that is exciting. That is something that is I remember in my first closing, I got a check for $24,000, and Jake, I felt like I didn't do anything. I felt like I kind of felt like I did something wrong, like I got money for nothing.
Right, and you were saying to yourself, one of the things you were saying, oh my gosh, I just realized you can make money doing this.
Yeah. And
you're having so much fun, and you got a check in the end, and that's the way it is, folks.
Yeah.
That really is the way it is.
Well, we're coming up on another break, and I want you to listen. During the break, listen to the advertisements, because they're really giving you the path to putting together your own personal financial revolution. And you can do this, overcome the fear, if you have the right plan. So we will see you on the other side.
This is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff's strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
Hey, Fred, Linda told me you went to one of those real estate seminars.
Yeah, what a downer. It was nothing but a 3-day sales pitch to sell more overpriced training. Plus, the 3-day training they did was so vague. It was a waste of time.
Linda and I almost did that too, but we got lucky and found Cliff Gager first. Did you and Crystal check out Cliff's realestateexpertonline.com website?
Yeah, we did. Cliff really put together a complete program. Realestateexpertonline.com gave us all the missing pieces we've been searching for.
Yeah, the gurus only want to sell you expensive coaching programs. Crazy.
I know, right? We almost handed over $40,000 to those so-called real estate gurus.
Not only did realestateexpertonline.com save Linda and I $40,000, it also helped us start flipping houses and making profits quickly.
Hi, I'm Cliff Gager, and you can start your own personal financial revolution today with realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com.
We now return to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Here's Jake and Cliff.
Well, hi, everybody. We're back again, and I want to give a big shout out again, once again, even though we did it before, to our new affiliate, WCGO in Chicago and Evanston. And we welcome you, and we welcome all the ships in Lake Superior who happen to be listening to it too, which is pretty exciting. But we do, and we were probably going to be visiting you at some point. We'll talk about that in the future.
Yeah.
But anyway, we want to get back to what we're talking about because, right, this is New England that we're talking about. And we won't tell you, well, I guess you said it was Boston, but I guess we can tell you that the other state is Connecticut. But you're not supposed to be able to do these things. And this is the thing that you'll get when you go ahead and you try to do the things that you go take one of these expensive real estate investing courses. Often they will tell you that you can't do that. And this can be a devastating thing to experience if you don't have a coach, if you don't have a mentor, if you just bought this $40,000 package, you've set aside time to do it from your busy life, which includes many other things besides doing this, and you finally get to do something, and the first thing that happens is you get shot down. How is that going to make you feel? What is that going to do to your personal financial revolution? Well, it's going to take a hit unless you know how.
People give up.
People
literally give up. I mean,
That's right.
They walk into the real estate office and they just came out of their training and they walk in there and they says, I'm going to put my offer in like this. And the realtor goes, you can't do that. And they say, well, my mentor says that. And they says, no, you can't do that. And then you get into this match where they're trying to overcome the agent on the other side, which has no idea what you're trying to do and may never understand what you're trying to do and if it'll work or not. And what happens is you walk out, the new person or the defeated person walks out of the room and they says, oh man, we just wasted all this money. This stuff doesn't work. And they go home. And I see this happen a lot. In the past,
there's nobody to go to.
There's nobody to go to.
The real estate seminar company has literally blown town. What's the phrase that we use on some of our landing pages? Fly by night or something like that.
Well, and what does that really mean? What does that mean?
Right. Go ahead.
If you come into town and you're there for 1 weekend and you go to another town the next following weekend, that's where that term literally came from. And traveling salespeople would come through and they would sell you something and then they were gone. And then they were gone before you figured out that they didn't deliver the product the way that it was maybe promised, or that it was inferior product. I mean, I remember I'm a little bit old, not as old as you are, but I'm a little bit older than probably most people out there. And I remember traveling salespeople coming to, I remember them coming to my house and my mom buying stuff. And then she realizes, oh, this was a piece of junk, and it was like, okay, so how do you overcome that, Jake? You have to have proven knowledge. You have to have proven techniques and then go out there and implement them. And as I was working for the other people in the industry, I noticed that one of the things they would tell me is, hey, don't teach them that. They have to come back for more training. If you keep teaching them so good, they're not going to want more training. And that's very true. I can't not give you everything you need to succeed. And that's what I did in my it's a small program. You can watch it on, go to Real Estate Expert Online, go watch the webinar. Seriously, it's something that you can watch over and over and over, and it gives you everything, step A to step Z, on putting these deals together. And when you have that, and you have that knowledge, and you have that information and that experience that goes into that, it's not a weekend class. It's going to take you time to go through it, but it's all the steps that you need to go through this and get to closing. So she did that. She went and she put the offer in. She got the property under contract. She went in and had everything investigated, and we checked everything out, had contractors go in there and subcontractors go in there. She managed the whole thing just like she watched the video, went through that video, and did the things that she was supposed to do. Gets to the point where she's ready to put it up for sale. And she says, I'm going to try to sell it myself just to see what happens before I list it with a real estate agent. She put a for sale by owner sign up in front, had her phone number on it, said brokers protected. A broker brought a buyer because it was in a neighborhood that, people want to live. And bam, she's got full price offer. And I think she's going to pay a 2.5% commission. So, and once you go through this and you realize, and I don't know the exact numbers, but I kind of did a baseline math because I know what the numbers were on the deal, and it's somewhere around $70,000-$80,000. And most people, Jake,
you can't do that, Cliff.
I know. Most people make $70,000-$80,000 a year. And I would say, I don't want to say most people. Well, I live in Southern California, so you have to make that kind of money just to live here. But if you can imagine doing 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of these deals a year, it's going to change your life. It's a financial revolution, because if a 9th grade dropout can do it, you can do it. If a person that says, "Oh, this can't be done in this location," and you go out and do it, you know that the people will still continuously say, "Oh, that was a fluke. You can't. That was a weird thing."
Right now, this one student in Connecticut has done it twice.
Twice.
Yeah. So much for flukes.
There's so much for flukes. It's because when you understand the psychology in the way that the offer presentation is made, when you understand the psyche of the seller and what their needs are, and you learn how to deliver them in a fashion that gives them what they want and gives you what you want, everybody wins. And there's a lot of people from the industry, the real estate agents, that are standing around saying, oh my God, I never would have guessed this deal would have went through. And I hear that on every single deal I'm involved in. And when you go through that and you experience that, you understand what it is to be a honey badger, because the honey badger doesn't care. I don't care what you think. I don't care what the actual honey badger video says something else, but I have to make it radio
That's
radio
right. We got to
usable.
watch out for the 7 deadly words.
Exactly. So if you don't care how it goes down, if you don't care how that transaction goes down, because you know you've done it before over and over and over and over, when you go in new and fresh with this knowledge and the videos go through everything you need to understand and know, and when you go out there and you put these offers in and they say no, 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 and then you get one, hey, it could be you put in 5 offers. It could be you put in 100 offers. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't let fear say, oh, you can't do that, because those are the people that are calling you when you're putting deals together saying, hey, can you show me how to do that? Can you help me do that? I didn't think this was possible. And now I'm watching you do 3 or 4 of these and I can see it works. How do you do that? And, you know, and then you just say, well, I'm going to charge you like, you know, the next 4 commissions to do that. I'm kidding. I would not do that. But it overcomes the fear. It overcomes the discouragement, you know, and just come back next week and we're ready to roll. Let's go to break.
Bye-bye. We'll see you next week, guys. Welcome, WCGO.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. The real estate investing revolution has only just begun. Want more information on your own personal revolution? Go to realestateexpertonline.com or call 1-800-396-1501. The owners of the show, this station, or any of its affiliates want you to know that real estate investing is risky. You could lose your entire investment. Topics and opinions expressed in the show are for informational and entertainment purposes, not professional advice or even factual reporting. The owners disclaim any responsibility to supplement, correct, or modify the content of any broadcast. Nothing in this content shall be construed to create an agreement, waive this disclaimer, encourage evasion or disobedience to any law, or constitute a submission to jurisdiction in any state or country. Persons or entities referred to are entirely fictional. No reference to an actual person or entity is intended, but is entirely coincidental.
Ever dream about flipping houses like on TV? Want more money in your bank account to do the things you want to do? If so, get ready to begin your personal financial revolution with Cliff Gager's house flipping training. Cliff's 25 years of experience will help you finally understand how to get great deals and create profits quickly while achieving your dream of financial freedom. This training gets straight to the good stuff so you can start immediately. Cliff was the mentor's mentor for many of the TV and seminar so-called gurus. He was the man behind the curtain, but now you can eliminate those overpriced gurus and get Cliff's best knowledge direct. If you really want to make money flipping houses, you need realestateexpertonline.com. Your personal financial revolution starts now. Go to realestateexpertonline.com. That's realestateexpertonline.com. realestateexpertonline.com.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now